Hi Pisces, welcome to your end of February 2019 General Tarot Update. It's Serena here. Oh, how am I going to do this? I think this will be this. Because I do these different spreads and then I'm wondering, okay, which one? Okay. The heart of the matter is the Nine of Cups. And this is a card of wish fulfillment. Now, this is your solar return. Happy birthday to the first decan, the first 10 degrees of Pisces at the end of February. There's also a supermoon in Virgo that's going to affect your 7th house of committed partnership, and that is on February 19th. And that might be some kind of awareness that you have about a relationship that is a marriage or the equivalent of that level of commitment. And for some people, this is kind of the time of making that commitment, of really valuing that person, seeing that person as the one. For other people, they may learn something about their partner or come to a realization about their partner that causes them to want to part ways. But the Nine of Cups is a very, very positive card because it's all about having something that you have been wanting to come true. So to me, it's going to be a positive, not a negative. And how that plays out for you, I can't say. I mean, it might not have anything to do with personal relationships. Maybe it's, getting the job that you've wanted. Now, let's look at the past position because this is the stark contrast. Three of Swords. See, that's a card of feeling unwanted and feeling rejected by something in life, And it really does sting when you think you're going to get a promotion or even a job, and then you're passed over by for somebody else. It does. I mean, it's human to question why somebody else got it and not you, and to feel inferior. That's not abnormal. So that's what I like to see. I like to see that that's in the past position because it shows that even though you're coming from this place of heartache, now you've gotten what you want. So this could even be like I said, with relationship, that maybe, for some people, the full moon as an ending could be maybe getting sent in the mail the divorce decree. And yet you're smiling, you're sitting pretty because you have something new already. Like you already have a love partner. You already have, if this is a job situation, you already have a new like a job offer, and it's better than the place where you were working. In other words, there's a sense of abundance, improvement, and well-being with the Nine of Cups. The advice is represented by the Page of Cups. And this is your card. It's funny that you got a couple of cards that I would associate with you. And as the advice, I would say with the Page of Cups is to, really emphasize the positive qualities of Pisces. And one of them, because when I see this card, sometimes I think of somebody who's very naive, and it's a card of a child. So in terms of Pisces, that tendency to be too trusting, for instance. But you know what? When you trust in the universe, you can get what you want, like the Nine of Cups, So in other words, when you believe, like children, they don't think, oh gosh, how are we going to pay the bills? A child just assumes that everything's going to be taken care of. And the more that people can get to that state, which is easier said than done, of course. I mean, I totally get it if you're not there yet. But the more that you can feel that sense of what the Nine of Cups represents, which is this sense of like, I have more than I need, and emotionally I feel this sense of well-being because I have my needs met, including my emotional needs. But even with the Nine of Cups, I think of material abundance, and there's a sense of satisfaction with that. But with the Page of Cups, it's believing that this is how life is supposed to be, that this is not an anomaly, that you can have this at any time, and just having faith that the universe has your back. And also, I would say too, as advice for the Page of Cups, is not to be gullible as well, is not to trust the wrong person, to really value your own intuition, which is so innately high, and being able to see when people are, or not to just assume that people are being straight with you, and still retain that sense of innocence that is not just overly suspicious. So that's kind of like a tall order for Pisces, but I think that you can manage it. It's about kind of a middle ground, not being gullible, but not being cynical. And I think you're in a good place. Now, Jupiter is in your career sector until December of this year. So you have the blessings of Jupiter. And actually, by the way, the Nine of Cups is connected to Jupiter, if I'm not mistaken. So that might be talking about career well-being. Okay, what crosses you is represented by the Six of Wands. Now, in the upright position, the Six of Wands is a card of victory and, receiving your accolades. I think that's like a laurel wreath. And, you've heard the expression resting on your laurels, meaning that, trying to rely on all of your past success and things like that. In this context, so I was just trying to say that the laurel represents success. Now, in the challenge position, to me, this is suggesting that you accept the good that has come your way. Maybe you don't feel deserving of it. Even, it's kind of funny, isn't it, that people can grieve rejection, and yet in the same sense, not feel worthy of acceptance. Both of those things are possible at the same time. And so the more that we feel deserving of success, I think the more that we attract it. So with the Nine of Cups, this is something that I think is very profound. And I'm not because I'm saying it, but because I personally experienced it. And it blew my mind. I realized that it is possible to be afraid of success, to have good things happen to you, and to find it scary. And, when I reflect upon that, I think, man, that is really messed up. To be afraid of people saying nice things about you and saying you're talented, you're good, you're okay, you help me, you do this, you do that. To have money you know, to have whatever the measure of success is for you, just like a pat on the back. But if you're used to having a lot of negativity thrown at you, it can feel extremely uncomfortable and almost unacceptable to have something good happen. As sad as it sounds, as messed up as that sounds, it's true. It's very true that that can happen. And so that's one of the biggest hurdles, I think, of becoming more successful in life, is that you have to believe that you're deserving of it. And it's not a matter of just snapping your fingers. It's really about being conscious of how you push it away. And this is why I always push self-inquiry, because I feel like by constantly observing your reaction to life, your reactions to life, I should say, you're always aware of how your past conditioning is affecting you in every moment. You know, when you take offense at what somebody says, you know, somebody says maybe an innocent comment, maybe it's a little bit of a criticism, and it becomes like the biggest slap in the face. Or somebody says something positive, and it's like they didn't really mean it. Or you say to them, oh, you know, you kind of put down what they're saying is good about you. Oh, and you minimize it. So I really want to impress upon you with the Nine of Cups that you must embrace the good that comes your way and not allow yourself to reject it. Because like the Three of Swords, you may have a feeling that that is what is true for you, is rejection, that that is part of the script. What is coming in is represented by the World card, the last card of the Major Arcana. So the chapter, a chapter closing in life. Well, in the month of March, on March 6th to be exact, you have a new moon in your sign. And it's a new moon, it's a new beginning. But whenever there's a beginning, there's an ending of something else. Wherever there's an ending, there's a beginning. I mean, so in a sense, endings and beginnings are, you know, moot points. That they really are always going to involve both. So what chapter is closing in your life? Maybe it's on the mental level, Pisces. Maybe you're ready to let go of something, of a story that you tell yourself. And maybe it has to do with success. Maybe you start to say, you know, yes, I was criticized mercilessly when I was growing up. And I really did believe that about myself. I really did believe that I wasn't really that good. And now I'm starting to see that other people are recognizing me, at least in one area of life, as very talented. And I'm ready to receive that good. I'm ready to burn the past. You know, if you've ever been to like a new moon ritual, they take a piece of paper and they burn it. And, you know, you write something on it. It depends, or something like that. And you burn it. You throw it in the fire because it's supposed to symbolize totally obliterating some kind of an idea. And of course, we can do that through meditation. We can not only observe our thoughts, but extinguish them. It's funny, I have the Buddha right there. And I think there was some quote by the Buddha about extinguishing your thoughts. But yeah, I mean, being willing to realize when it's time to move on from something, even if it's just a self-concept. it can make all the difference in the world. And the outcome, another card that is connected to you, the Moon card. So is this a timing card when things change at that new moon? Maybe this is going to be during a Mercury retrograde in your sign. And if you are interested in astrology, I've already put up your, I think I did put up your sign's astrology. And what I noted is that because Mercury is retrograding in Pisces for most of March, you're going to be rethinking something about who you are and how you maybe speak of yourself, to others, how you present yourself, how you, just what's going on with you in general. And doing a review. So I wouldn't be surprised if during the month of March, something, at the end of the month, you make a decision about how you're going to move forward. And I think that Pisces, you are experiencing, especially if, as I said, this could be a relationship issue with the Nine of Cups. And with Cancer, even this summer, or I should say this July, you're going to have a solar eclipse in that 5th house of romance. And you had one last year. So you may feel like, if you're an artist, because the Page of Cups too, I would say about if you're creative, you may feel like you have a million ideas. And you may feel like you're just like on fire creatively. The Moon card is about creativity as well. So definitely embrace these gifts of yours. You have so many gifts, especially of a creative and spiritual variety. And become aware of what it is that you need to shine a light greater with yourself and share with the world, and what you need to let go of. The story, the limitations that you need to let go of. Okay, that's what I have for you, Pisces. I hope you enjoy this. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link to my online store below. Again, happy solar return. Take care. Bye.